thinking is how, remember when like the big automaker thing with like Ford and GM, and they were saying that, you know, these companies like are not subsidized, and they're like, but every police department, like they don't buy Toyotas or Hondas, like they're required to buy American. I mean, which sort of makes sense, but to pretend that they're just like completely free market, like they're not. They have never been, probably. So. Anyways, back to the topic at hand, which is snacks.
On snacks.
On
snacks.
So Anthony here, he made us these cool mugs with our.
And we got, you know,
official
merch, but not able to purchase this stuff is just for us.
They're just stickers.
Yeah, and they're just stickers. It is just for us.
This levels up our production. We had a microphone that we were working with, but now we're back to GoPro audio, which is not great.
Yeah, we'll figure it out for the next time.
This is why we do this. It's just for fun. It's just for learning. So our first thing is going to be the Good Humor Reese's. I've never had this before. I've been looking forward to it. I used to always get the strawberry shortcakes.
Oh yeah.
When I was a kid, and I got a couple bucks one time. I rode my bike like a couple miles. I felt like it was that far to Save Line Pacific. I bought a whole box and I ate all 6 of them on the way home because I didn't want them to melt.
Yeah.
And it was one of those situations. You've probably been there where you're riding a bike with an ice cream. So on this handlebar, you got the bag with the box in it hitting the spokes, and you're trying to keep it. But luckily, it's not a situation where it's too heavy.
Yeah.
Because there's that one too. And then in this hand, you got the ice cream, and you're going over bumps, and you're trying not to shake the thing off.
Yeah.
And you're trying to eat it as you're going in. But yeah, 6 of them.
You didn't curb it up for at least the first 2 bars or anything?
I didn't. I should have.
Just straight on the
I
bike.
didn't have the patience, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Then there's always the one where, you buy like milk or something, and it's on there, and you're compensating the whole time trying to ride home.
Yeah.
Kids know the bike shopping struggle. I don't know if kids today do,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
but I do. I mean, I rode my bike like to the like level of like today's standard would be like child abuse probably or something. Like, they would call the cops. They're like, we got a kid on a bike. He shouldn't be here. So they went with this is the not for resale packaging.
Yeah.
So if you try to buy these and slang them at your store, it's a mystery package.
Yeah.
I actually wonder that, like, you know, there's got to be a license that you get to sell ice cream, right, out of a truck. But then, like, who's really regulating that? Because I've seen some sketchy people roll up, and I've purchased ice cream from them without even without even thinking about it. It's like, oh, you got it in the truck? Well, I want it.
I definitely feel like there's like authorized ice cream man, and then there's like the neighborhood ice cream
Yeah, do
man.
they have to have like the
Which is
their license posted on the side of the truck and like the rating that they get? Like, oh, I got an A rating.
Here's the thing: if a guy rolls up in a van, a minivan that looks really beat up, and then his advertisement on the side of the vehicle is just the box cut out, taped on,
Yeah.
and then his refrigerator is like it looks like it's an actual fridge from a kitchen, but it's on its side, and it's like opened up. That's when you know he's operating without a license.
I mean, but they had that on Pit My Ride, remember? They did that dude's ice cream day.
Yeah. They did. I do remember
And it
that.
had like the hip hop beats to attract all the children. Hurry up and steal your mom's change.
The thing about Pit My Ride that they never addressed was how like the kid would be like, yeah, I got this car so I can take my grandma to her medical appointments. And they're
Yeah.
like, remember those back seats you had with extra passenger capacity for your grandma's walker? We ripped it all out and we put some big ass speaker in there. And you're like, but what about my grandma? I need that for her.
Granny. Nice. And I feel like they're all like, they all ended poorly, like bad. Like, have you seen like, oh, where are they at now type situations? Like, they're
the
all
people from the show or
Yeah.
the cars?
both. Because they would just make them look good, but they would still run
Yeah,
like
they
crap.
still
Oh, yeah, they do like
they didn't
engine.
do too
Yeah.
much engine work
Yeah.
to them. Like maybe a very minimal amount, but not much.
They changed the
My
oil.
six-
It was like, bitch, you never see me fix shit on the show.
Yeah, did people start asking you for car advice?
I don't fix shit on the show. You never see me fix shit. You never see me with one tool on the show. You saw me at the beginning and saw me at the end. You never saw me in the middle. Fixing nothing. I was not responsible for none of that shit. Look, I would be just as disappointed as the motherfucker getting the car. I'd be like, what in the fuck did they do to this shit right here? I didn't choose the paint. I didn't choose the theme. I didn't tell them to put the chandelier or the motherfucking frog pond or the motherfucking bouncy house or the ball jumpy. I didn't do none of that shit. But I was the face of the show. So I'll be, you know. I was
gonna ask, people probably after that came up and like there was the stories of the cars that didn't work. They probably were blaming you, and you're like, listen, I didn't do any of it.
The story of my life. People on my timeline talking about it's fucked up what you did to that car.
$2,000 1992 Ford or Blazer with a fireplace is broke down on the highway.
Yeah.
And there's a fire inside, and it's getting out of containment.
The diamond plated metal.
All right, here we go. This is the Reese's one. It looks like the chocolate, but with more brown on it. This is another one of those snacks where I just assume it's going to be good.
And the ice cream's the peanut butter. I wonder if this is the same exact coating that they have on the chocolate one.
No. It's peanut butter.
So,
The outside?
Yeah,
yeah.
I think so. I mean, so you have this, what would you call this? This stuff on top.
Crumble?
The crumble, yeah.
Okay, so the crumble, I think, could potentially be the same as what's on the chocolate. But then, with the crumble adhesive is peanut butter, gotta be. And the ice cream, I think, is definitely peanut butter, because I can see the peanut butter tinge on it.
Yeah.
So question,
Answer.
would you get this again?
Would I get this again?
Is this one of those where you get it and then you would get it again?
Well, you know, I'm not that big of a fan of chocolate. Like I am, but I'm not. But like I said, you know, I'm diabetic. I gotta, make choices about
Carl,
what I'm gonna eat. I'm not sure if I would buy these again. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this because it's here. But I don't know if I would actively go and find it again.
You do you as far as finishing these snacks.
Would you get that?
Do what I gotta do.
Oh yeah, for sure. Chocolate peanut butter's my thing, man.
That's right. Okay, so you're on the chocolate peanut butter spectrum. You're on the opposite side of it.
Yeah, the very opposite.
It's completely opposite. Yeah.
I don't know if I would, because I'm eating this right now. I would if I would get this again. I would get the strawberry because that was always one I liked.
The
strawberry
strawberry
filling.
Yeah, the strawberry shortcake's much better.
Yeah,
Well, the
super
chocolate
good.
one had the filling, like a chocolate layer on the inside also.
Yeah. But
Because I remember like actually licking all the way down to it, and it's like, all right, now we're down to business now.
Yeah, but when it comes to Reese's, I would just get Take 5.
Yeah.
They're so good.
I guess I need to try Take 5 because I still have no idea. I don't eat. Number one, I have been diabetic for 7 years now, so I try not to eat too many sweets.
So for you,
and like I said, chocolate's just not my thing. The most favorite chocolate that I have that I will buy all the time is those orange chocolates. Those chocolates that are shaped like an orange that you smack.
right?
And that's like the only chocolate that I will actively look for and find. And now they have one. I should bring them in because there's 3 of them now. There's a dark chocolate, a regular one, and one with toffee bits in them.
Ooh.
And the one with the toffee bits it's
Toffee and orange
chocolate, toffee,
Oh,
and
man.
orange chocolate.
Yeah, I really
We're
like.
a little off the rails here. Dial it back.
I love toffee. I'm a huge Heath person and Square.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
But with orange, I don't know. And then when those orange things are supposed to be for holidays, do you get those all year?
Yeah, they're at the commissary all year.
That's like your go-to.
Every time I go to the
commissary.
commissary, I buy 3.
You might want to check the dates on those.
Okay.
Okay.
So sometimes they do these ad campaigns where it's an old guy and his thing is Hershey bars and he's probably eating. It's like an alcoholic. All they drink is Jack Daniels. That's it. And you go to their house and their whole house is flooded with just Jack Daniels bottles everywhere. He's like that for Hershey bars probably.
Doesn't.
Is that you for these orange things? Not to that level, but just like that's what you get.
Yeah. Like I said, every time I go to the commissary, regardless, if I'm at the because that's the only place I've ever found them. Because I also thought they were a
Check those
seasonal
dates.
thing.
Check those dates.
I'm just saying, I always thought they were a seasonal thing too. Like I was
That's
like,
what I
that's all. It's only seasonal. So I can't find them anywhere on the East Coast. because I was looking for them, because I was trying to find them for Jamie, because just randomly we started talking about these orange chocolates, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna find you one. The whole East Coast for 2 years, every single store I went to, never found one. So
Sounds like an opportunity.
yeah, Clubhouse, you know that they have in the back.
Yeah.
So that
The bowl.
clubhouse, yeah, like that
The
clubhouse
fake Costco.
had the toffee ones, like hundreds of them. And I was like, what is this toffee
Do you have to buy like a bag of them?
No, you just
Or
buy
you just
one.
get one?
Yeah, you just get one.
Is it extra big?
No, it's regular size.
I felt like, I remember when I first had it, it was like a novelty. Because it's like you smash it.
Yeah.
It's one
Yeah.
of those other where it's like not just food. It's like
Interactive.
Yeah,
Right.
interactive
You
food. so it's
smash
like
it,
cool.
and then it's like, it's chocolate and citrus. You're like, what? This is crazy. And so, but that's all I only got it that like one time. Yeah, but I think I would get the strawberry one. It makes me want to get the strawberry one because it's been a long time since I had it.
Yeah, that's got the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
But they're the best. Like the strawberry shortcake one version of those by far. Like I said, I guess I'm a fruit guy. I like fruit stuff.
Yeah, you're definitely free.
Shut up.
All right.
So,
So these are the Kinder Bueno's crispy, creamy chocolate bar.
by your number one fan, again recommended.
Has she had them?
I don't think so.
Really? She had to make sure we were like the
Oh,
test bed.
Yeah. So now her thing is, because she's excited about all of this, is that like every time she sees something that's not regular, she's like, I'm buying it for you guys to try.
Oh, that's perfect.
So
this is another Inception wrapping. It's got this wrapping and then this wrapping. They're like individually wrapped Twixes.
oh, nice.
These are relatively new because I feel like I just started seeing these not
Yeah.
that long ago. And I think the Kinder, because they had that embargo like on the Kinder eggs because of
Yeah.
choking hazard. And then I think there was like Obama did something maybe, I don't know, but it got like allowed. And then Kinder was able to enter the market, so they started doing all this stuff. But these, I think they're super good. They're light, they're airy.
I don't know. I haven't tried one. This is the first one. So.
I'll let you go first since you never had
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to see the look on your face.
I mean, from just first bite, it just seems like a lighter, a lighter Kit Kat. Like,
I can see
You
that.
got the hazelnut in there?
oh, now I'm getting the hazelnut. So it's like a surprise. I didn't even realize that was there. But yeah, it's like a Kit Kat with a little hazelnut surprise in it. Probably my favorite Uncrustable is the Nutella one.
Okay. So like, I mean, you buying a jar and waxing it over the next...
Oh, like I'm buying a jar and it's sitting in my pantry for like a year.
Oh, okay. Alright.
So the way that this is set up is it's got a wafer on the bottom with chocolate, a single layer wafer, and then there's like a wafer, what do you call it, a chamber with this kind of cream. Is the cream Nutella? I don't think it is.
I think it is.
Let's see.
You think just the outside Nutella?
Are you taking this apart, dissecting this candy now? Figure it out?
See, that's what I like to do.
Is that Nutella?
Okay, maybe not.
I think it's sort of like a cream.
Is it actually... I mean, it's not...
It's Kinder, which is the same brand
Yeah.
as Nutella. It might be a little bit, but it's more of a cream.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
Nutella.
not as dense.
Yeah.
And then it just has like a drizzle for effect on the top.
Yeah, I feel like it's it's reminiscent of Ferrero Rocher's Nutella, or the thing that's on the inside of that. Whatever.
That is Nutella, I'm pretty sure.
Legit? Is it?
I think
Or just
so.
hazelnut?
I think
it's
it's
just
hazelnut
hazelnut.
cream.
Yeah.
But this was not the color of Nutella.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't.
Maybe it's like, white chocolate is the chocolate. Maybe it's like,
It's the byproduct of Nutella.
well, it's like the white chocolate of Nutella where it's hazelnut spread but not chocolate hazelnut.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
like without the cacao maybe as much because there's already the chocolate on the outside, so that makes you think it's Nutella, but it isn't. Well, either way. So anyway you slice it, anyway you bite it, anyway you crunch it, anyway you taste it, it's still good.
Yeah, I mean it's all right. Yeah,
And if you never had one,
you should try it.
Yeah.
Definitely go out and just grab one, and
this is one I've had multiple times. So if I'm at the store, I've reached and picked it up.
buying you guys everything.
This is another reason why we do this. For that reason.
Yeah.
That'll be another reason.
But I mean, a lot of times with like when new or weird stuff comes out, at least with me and you, it's like, oh snap, did you try that new?
Yeah.
Oh, we got this new
Well,
over here, and then, you know.
What this is, we basically do this anyways,
Yeah.
but it's not as organized. And then for us in the future, this will be fun to look back on. And it's a skill building thing. Like I have a new appreciation for editing now and good audio because we don't have either one of those. And I found this YouTube video where it was shots for a streetwear clothing brand, and it was like, I don't know how many shots there were, but it wasn't like a crazy amount. And then the guy went on Fiverr and he tried to get like the cheapest editor and then like working his way up, but he had a budget. So what's really cool is to see the same footage reimagined by multiple different people. And then it was like what kind of techniques they would use, what kind of effects they would use. And then what he did is he did like a challenge, and he was like, whoever thinks they can do better than this, like we'll do a contest. And he had a ton of entries. They limited it to 30 seconds because they didn't want to have to spend hours and hours watching these clips. And the winner, it was a 30-second clip, but at the same time, basically what he did is, it was like, these are all the effects I know how to do. He did every single one of them. So I'm just like, oh!
Build up, wait for the drop.
Oh!
See? Fresh.
Whoa, okay. Okay now.
Calm down, lads.
But it was good, but I was like, that would be way too much if that was a real ad, because every effect was in there. And it was like super fast, super cut, like, which, I mean, then there were some really cool ones, there were some that were terrible.
The shots are alright. Shots are well selected, but the music, I'm not feeling this music. Dude.
But it was all the same footage. So it gives me that new appreciation for good editing.
Yeah.
Same with when I was on Amazon and I got Dumb and Dumber Uncut. And it made it like a different movie. Like the characters come out way differently. Like the scenes.
That drastic.
Yeah. You have to watch it. We'll have to watch it because it's weird. Like Lloyd is like a different character, basically. Because he has this weird thing with Harry where there's like a little bit of like weird sort of homoerotic thing that they do.
Maybe. So maybe I've only seen Dumb and Dumber Uncut because I feel like I've always just felt that way about it.
Well, you know the scene where they're in the,
It gets worse.
when they're in the hot tub in the honeymoon suite and he's talking about Freda Felcher.
Yeah.
They play that up. They play that up way more of them like together.
Okay.
And then there's other parts where like Lloyd is teasing Harry, but like where it gets to that area.
Yeah.
And it's like super weird. It doesn't fit with the flow at all.
There's only one thing that could make this moment any better.
What's that?
If you had a nice set of knockers.
That's two things, Lloyd.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing you're not stacked, Harry, or I'd be banging you right now. I'd show you what a real man can do. Split you like an old piece of firewood. You'd probably like it too, you big homo. Shut up. Don't tell me to shut up, woman.
And then there's another where they make Lloyd like more dark. Like there's where he's like obsessed with Mary, and then Harry is like, you just met this girl sort of thing. And then Lloyd like blows up at him. He's like, she's the love of my life. And like is going crazy. Yeah. And it's like, this is weird.
You know, don't you think you might be jumping the gun a little bit? I mean, you know, who knows? You know, maybe once you get to know her, you'll find out that she's not your type. Hey! Don't you ever say that again. She is the love of my life, the blood in my veins, We belong together! Till the mountains fall into the sea, till the heavens collide, or until I get sick of her and need to move on. You hear me? Okay. Lloyd, just calm down. Just calm down.
You'll have to see it. If you go on Amazon, buy the original. Okay, don't get the uncut. It'll ruin it.
It's not even offered on the DVD, Blu-ray. The original.
It might. I don't know. I haven't bought a DVD in 40 years. So, Oreo, as you may have heard, is the actual the generic. The original chocolate sandwich cookie is called Hydrox, which is a really weird name for a cookie.
It is.
Yeah. Like, hey kids, want some Hydrox? And like, is that? The dog at school told me not to eat drugs.
I mean,
and
like
then
Oreo before Oreo.
Hydrox.
I know, but the word Oreo before it was Oreo.
Oreo sounds like a cookie to me.
But that's just because that's what you know it as, though, you know?
Well, it's the Shakespeare, like, rose by any other name sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's true. They should test it. They should test it on people who don't know English. They'd be like, these are called hydroxyzine. And they're like, that's a weird name.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to eat that.
How long did they have straight Oreos before someone said, let's add, was it mint, do you think? Was the
mint,
first?
I feel like mint was the very first new Oreo I've ever seen.
And then do you think that double stuff was before mint?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well,
I think it was like Oreo and then mint Oreos.
So then there was golden, right? Which I think are really good.
Mm-hmm.
So mint, golden, like dipped, those are ones I'll get. Then you had, of course, the industry superstar, whoever this person or persons is, got to Nabisco and then said everything, whatever kind of flavors,
Same
make
thing.
them into
Same
Oreos.
hot shot.
The same hot shot for Reese's.
And they released it. It was a big marketing thing. It hooked us.
Mhm.
We got like every single one.
Yeah.
But you only get them once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're here and they're gone, unless they're super popular. So it's almost like they're just testing everything.
Yeah, they're just testing the market.
And I think maybe it was a technology, like a leap in technology, where at the factory they can just flip some switches and then like dump in, yeah, and then it just makes it. Versus like however they used to do before in the Willy Wonka factory with like child labor.
Some dude's like, yeah, let's switch up the flavors. Like, do you know we have to clean this whole thing out?
You know what that
7
takes?
days. Okay.
Yeah. I wonder if this is all, like, I don't know, I would be curious to try to figure out which was the flavor explosion. Was it Pop-Tarts first? Was it Oreo first? Was it, you know, who did
So
first?
we got the Java chip here first, and it's coffee flavored cream, natural, with chocolatey chips. So chocolatey chips built in.
So
Built in.
the cookie part is the same
Yeah,
on this one. I think they're the same on all of them, right?
yeah, they're all the original chocolate cookie.
And this is your chocolate hazelnut, which is going to be your Nutella sort of thing. And on the back they have caramel coconut and chocolate marshmallow, which will probably come out. And then you got your Brookie limited edition, which is also just the interior, but the Brookie has 3 layers of cream.
Tri-layer cream.
Which, is it going to be 3 times the amount of a regular sandwich cookie? Probably not.
I mean, double stuffed is only really 1.5 stuff.
Right, that's why they can only use one F. It's the same reason why that ice cream bar we had is not an ice cream bar, it's a frozen dairy dessert.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why the cheese I put on my crackers that comes out of a can is spelled with a Z. Because of those reasons.
Or when it says like cheese product, like
Right.
things like that. It's like, oh.
And then they also got us with these are both new, right? So they're letting us know that it's new. But this one they're letting us know that it is limited edition, which is a great marketing tool, and that's why we're here. That's why we got it.
I mean, they get you in everything. Like you guys' limited edition trigger word for snacks. My limited edition for everything else. Like, oh, you got a limited edition action figure? I'm buying that. Oh, you got a limited edition book? I'm buying that.
What do you think the most unlimited limited edition was? Where they're like, limited edition, only 10 million units will be made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, I was just thinking about that, and I can't remember what I came up with. You said that, and I was like, oh,
I bet you it was a Star Wars one, where they're like, limited edition. Because, I mean, in reality, anything could be limited edition.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those things where it's a marketing term that there's no regulation.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because
If you were just say whatever,
yeah,
you know,
Senate hearing committee, you'd be like, well, we only made 50 million of them, so it's limited.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Because nothing can really be an unlimited edition.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true.
Like
Yeah,
we're making these forever. We don't care what you say. We don't care if the sun swallows the earth. We're still making these. You were asking earlier about Nutella, and I don't know. For some reason, I conflated Nutella with Vegemite. So I thought Nutella was like an Australian thing, and then I was like, people say Nutella is super gross, but it looks good to me. Because I was like mixing them up somehow in my head. Because this is when I was younger.
Yeah.
And then I think the first time I had it, I just put it like on a piece of toast and was like, wow, this is really good.
Yeah.
And then hazelnut sounds like, you know how some people like conflate nuts with health because of marketing, like almonds?
Yeah.
So I think there was a woman who like sued Nutella because she thought hazelnut was like healthy or something like that. But the real story behind Nutella is when they had chocolate and it was during the war and they had to ration it, so they cut it with hazelnut, which was a smart idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's always the mystery of like how Reese's peanut butter happened, and I feel like it could be the similar situation where they were making chocolate and then because you know there's like a Family Guy, and like, or just or if it's just a natural thing, like let's throw peanut butter in there.
Yeah.
Peanut butter. There's some flavors like peanut butter and mint where it's kind of like the clock on your pen, or like a clock, like when they would just slap a clock on anything, like whatever it was, they just slap a clock on there.
Yeah.
And it was just like put mint in it, do white chocolate version, dark chocolate, whatever it may be. So now the Oreos have gone into that realm. I'm kind of surprised it took this long for the hazelnut one. Didn't they have?
No, they did have a hazelnut one because I was like thinking that it says new, but I swear I've had these before. But the only difference is the previous one, it was like a white cookie, so it was like a graham cracker cookie or
I think I remember that.
with the hazelnut cream.
So this is just the cream filling.
Yeah, so this is the first time with the hazelnut cream
with the
and
chocolate,
cookies.
So the first time there was a chocolate
I
hazelnut.
see it. So it should be new-ish.
Yeah.
Sort of. Okay. And then Brookie is cookies and Oreos, or cookies and brownies.
Yeah.
So this is like, to me, like redundant. That's, because it's like, it's already a cookie, but this is like, well, it's chocolate chip cookie, and then brownie, and it's like, but it's already a cookie already.
Yeah.
So, like, imagine, what's the most incepted sort of thing where, imagine if there was like a Brookie Oreo Blizzard cereal. You know what I mean? Levels. Because you see that sometimes. It's just like, how many things do you want to be?
Right.
Like an Oreo Brookie donut cereal Blizzard Starbucks
See, that's the
Frappuccino.
first
You know what I
thing.
mean?
Like with these, one of the first things I think about is like, man, I want that in a Blizzard, or I want that in a cake. Like all the recipes that you use Oreos for, like I want to do that with these special ones.
I've always wondered if you go to Dairy Queen and bring in something, will they let you blend it? Or like with COVID restriction.
Yeah, probably pre-COVID, you might be able to find somebody cool enough to do it.
Like just find like a young guy who looks desperate for money and like slide him a $5.
Yes.
Because that's like the one time with William when we went to Subway and we found the cool guy where William was like, man, all I've ever wanted was a Subway sandwich with all the meats. And the dude was like, well, guess what? Today's your lucky day.
It's about to go
And he's
down.
like,
Wow.
I will make this sandwich for you with every single Subway meat.
Dang. How
And then-
expensive was it? You had to
We don't
charge
even
him?
know. We were super drunk. We have no idea how much William paid for that.
Wow.
All we know is that we got back to wherever place we were at, and he ate it, and he was like, this is delicious for the first bite. And then after that, he was like, I don't know why I got this.
Often with a lot of things, when people go to Subway drunk, they ask themselves, why did I get this? Why did I do this? For me, like I'm more of like just be yourself if you're a snack.
Yeah.
That's why when I get Oreos, I either get golden mint or regular.
If I get Oreos, all I get is
Like-
Oreos.
Like
That's all I
if I get them if I'm getting them like whenever they're not like a new, I want to try it.
Yeah.
But versus like I just want to get them
Mhm.
because all the ones that we've tried, I've never gotten more than once.
Yeah.
All the like new flavored ones.
flavors.
Sure.
And like there are some things I'll do like like s'mores ice cream I think is super good,
Mhm.
or stuff like that. But what I was gonna do is I want to try these blindfolded to see how they go down.
Man,
So-
I feel like you're gonna know. Like they're pretty distinctive flavors. But I also
I want
want
to see. I think I will know, but I want to see how distinctive. And I think if I'm blinded to it, it will help. So what I'll do is, I'm going to use these to grab them.
How don't we use those to grab them and put them on your plate?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So yeah, just
you
mix
get-
them up.
No, tell me what to do.
Please.
Thank you.
Well, they have those restaurants where you eat blindfolded to appreciate the taste more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was because I was on the computer and I was eating popcorn and I didn't want to touch the popcorn and then be on my keyboard, so I was using chopsticks.
Oh, so that was the
Lee
Instagram
was like,
post.
"Who does this?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "It's people do this." And I googled it to show her. And then there was an article that said you enjoy it more, and it also protects your teeth. Because then you won't accidentally pick up a kernel and break your teeth.
Oh yeah.
And then you're just shoveling them in your mouth. The most dangerous popcorn move is this move.
Yes.
Especially if it's a microwave bag. So dangerous because you're gonna be chomping away and break a tooth.
They actually sell half popped popcorn that a lady at work was obsessed with.
Is that
and
people who like to live dangerously?
Yeah, I'm like, why are you eating this? Like, I'm scared. Like, is it the adrenaline that you get? I'm like, am I about to bust a tooth or what?
So, so like that, it's a thing. So I don't know if it's older generation, but I would when I was working in Maryland, I would bring popcorn all the time because that's just I gotta get my carbs up. Sometimes it was hard to eat there, so that was like my thing to get my carbs up. Yeah, and like the old dudes were always like, "Yo, let me get them half pops," and I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, this is the best part of the popcorn is the half pops kernels," and I'm like, "No, these are like
That's
the worst."
dangerous.
But yeah, like all the older guys were like, "Yo, let me have all your half pops because that's the best part of all of this." Yeah.
I always think it's always a struggle with microwave popcorn because you want to get as many of the kernels popped as possible.
Razzle Dazzle says the half pops are also the best.
But if you leave the bag in too long, it'll burn them. Especially if you get like the sweet stuff like I like. All right, so I got all three.
All three in front
All three in front of you. You should try to pick them up with the chopsticks. That would be funny.
No, I'm not gonna. But I'm gonna smell them. Okay, this is definitely the Java one. So the smell definitely comes through for sure. Oh, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this move.
I can only smell the Java now. Like that's all I smell.
Okay. Yeah, it's got a good Java flavor. They talk about you dip Oreos in milk. And police officers, stereotypically in media, dip donuts in coffee. But this would be like like an Oreo dipped in coffee in a way. It's good, it's not bad. I like coffee flavor, but I'm not necessarily like when I have coffee, I always put cream in it. But I like coffee flavor, like coffee toffee. Ice cream is like one of my favorites. It's pretty good.
All right.
I think it's like I would try it. I'm glad I tried it, but I don't think I would get this one again.
So like I love coffee, like to drink it and stuff like that.
Like straight black.
Yeah, either way. Anyway, the straight black, like my favorite coffee in the world. It's funny. It's called the Chronic Super Dank. It's by far the greatest coffee ever. It has nothing to do with
coffee.
Yeah, it's nothing to do
Are you
with
staying up or are you going to sleep?
You're like, my favorite coffee, I get this place called Rita's. It's Swedish fish flavor. I'm like, there's no coffee in that.
But yeah, no, it's by a roaster named Doma, and that's just the name of it. It's the Chronic Super Dank.
It's good
And
marketing.
It's super good coffee. It's super dank. So
I hate that term. Dank is like what you call like someone's basement that doesn't have good ventilation.
It's like, this
Like,
is
it's
so
dank
dank
in here. I think, well, what's crazy is when it comes to like, sometimes we go to Starbucks and you see people who do their morning coffee routine. It'll be the biggest cup they have, and it's like the blended ice cream with the whipped cream on there. There's probably like a shot of espresso, maybe. And it's like they're drinking that every day. That's the first thing they have. Come on, people. All right.
let's see which one's the next one he picks.
So this feels thick. So I'm gonna go with this is probably the Brookie one.
Yeah, you're basing on girth alone.
It doesn't, smell hyper Brookie. but I'm guessing that's what it is.
So when you're just waxing regular Oreos, how are you eating them?
I just eat them like this.
You just pick them and eat them.
Oh, blah.
I eat them with milk.
Not even a bite. Okay.
But here's the thing, the Brookie, like the chocolate chip flavor doesn't really come through necessarily. It's just like a mess, kind of. I mean, it's good. It tastes like sugar and flavors, but it's not like it doesn't taste like, oh, this is chocolate chip cookie mixed with brownie in Oreo cream. Like I don't think that when I eat this.
I feel like if I were just to eat that, I would just think it was a regular Oreo. Like,
I mean,
besides,
I
like,
didn't know.
yeah, like if I was blinded and you guys were like, "What's this?" I just would have been like, "Yeah, it's regular Oreo." But
No, I
that's
mean, I
like,
can. Then now that I know, I can taste the cookie dough.
Yeah.
Not really brownie. But if I didn't know that it was supposed to taste like cookie dough, I don't
Yeah.
know what I would think it was.
yeah,
It's too much of a good thing, almost like, you know how they have like a Vermonster, or you know how it would be like having like, I don't even know like what the equivalent would be. Like sometimes when they do those burgers with like pulled pork and hamburger and bacon, and like, I'm like, that'd be,
yeah,
no,
it's just too much.
just pick a flavor, and stick with it. That's why I like just chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, they're good.
Just eat those, or just brownies by themselves. I don't feel the need to combine them. To eat them separately.
That's you and Jamie follow a very close philosophy on like dessert things.
Same with
So,
Oreos. I'll do mint, I'll do golden, or I'll do regular. And sometimes they're dipped. They're alright. But I just eat them and drink milk and just enjoy it.
So Razzle Dazzle says the way he eats Oreos is put a fork through the cream, dip it in milk, and eat them.
I mean,
You don't get messy fingers, or you don't gotta put your fingers in the milk, and you get
Yeah.
a little dip
Yeah.
going. But I wonder, like, is there a point where you leave it on the fork in the milk too long? Does it still melt off and fall apart, or what?
I appreciate the crunch of an Oreo because growing up, I think for the first X amount of years of my life, I only had stale Oreos. So I was like, these are okay. And then I had a fresh one, and I was like, oh, this is what they're supposed to taste like? Oreos and Red Vines. I always thought Red Vines were supposed to be hard. And then I had a fresh one, and I was like, oh,
Man,
they're supposed to be soft. These
I-
are way better.
Don't think I've ever had a non-stale red vine. Like, you saying that they're supposed to be soft kind of blew my mind a little bit. I'm like, wait, they're supposed to be soft? Like I had that epiphany that you
Fresh
had.
Red Vines are super soft. They're softer than those Twizzlers things we had last time.
Wow.
They are. Have you ever had fresh Red
I
Vines?
guess not.
seen
I'm not seeking red vines. It's usually like somebody will bring a case from to work or something.
Well, the reason why this happens is because people buy like a tub of them.
Yeah.
They eat like 3 of them. And maybe they go stale as fast as Goldograms go soggy. So they're just like stale super quick. But if you go to the grocery store and buy Red Vines in a little thing, hopefully you'll get some fresh ones. And they're way different. So we'll have to do that.
Yeah, that is crazy. I've never, and also, and Razzle also says he does not know that anything of non-stale red vines.
Get yourself some fresh Red Vines and it'll open up your world.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So I know this is the Nutella or the hazelnut spread one. It smells hazelnutty. I'm just leaving the blindfold on because I can experience it blindfolded. I guess I don't know.
So like with like new Oreos, like when I eat Oreos, I'll take it apart. I'll eat the non-cream side, then I'll lick the cream off and then eat the other one. But like with these Brookie ones, I want to take all 3 creams apart. Because that's what I do. Like I want to experience all 3 of the creams separately.
Oreos, like the sandwich cream cookie, it's distinct enough from a chocolate chip cookie to be a 2 separate cookie experience.
So while all 3 of those were good,
Pretty
I
good.
would never get them.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever get them
I
again,
would
which is
never-
what most people
yeah.
probably end up doing, which is why they only have them for like one iteration.
Yeah.
I would just get mint Oreos because
Which ones do you get?
Standard double stuff is what
Double stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Double stuff is pretty good. There was mega stuff. With mega stuff,
Oh, the most stuff. Wait, there's a mega stuff and there's a most.
Yeah, the most stuff.
Like the most stuffed ones, those were where I was like questioning life. When I was like eating 2 of these, staring at a third one and being like, it's just not worth it.
So wait, so I'm not sure. So I don't know if it was just a meme, but since you guys do kind of get like limited edition things and stuff like that.
oh wait, can I guess what you're about to say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Was it a thing where it was basically just like a sleeve of cream?
Yes.
And then a bunch of
Is that real?
You dip them?
Yeah,
No.
is that real? Okay.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah. Because I was like, I saw it and I was like, man, I gotta find that. And then but then I never looked for it. And then, yeah, I just always wondered if it was real.
We could make it.
How?
You would buy
Just take them all.
a bunch of Oreos, take them apart, get the cream separated. You have to, you need to whip the cream
Yeah.
to make it less dense so it's more of a
Yeah,
dippable.
dippable.
And then you'd use the things to just dip as much as you want.
It's kind of like those Asian
It
snacks.
can be done.
It's like those Asian snacks with the chocolate in it. So it'd be like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yum
The
yums?
sticks. I
Yum
remember.
yums.
Yeah, the
Yon
sticks.
yon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the do-it-yourself Pocky.
Mm.
When I was a kid, I would take apart the Oreo and lick them because it was all about stretching out the treat that I got.
treat that you had.
Like this, I don't know if anyone else ever did this, but when I was a kid and I would get a can of soda, it was a big deal to have a can of soda.
Yeah.
All to yourself. I wouldn't open it all the way, I'd just crack it. Then I'd lay on the floor and have it go above my head and just drip one by one.
So I didn't do it that way, but it was the same thing. I would do the half open, like so the whole thing, and I would just like suck it through the thing
I remember kids doing that.
like because it would just last longer. So
Yeah.
you would just like, oh, it's done. You'd be like, oh, this is so amazing. So yeah, same but different.
That was more of like the extreme version that I was doing.
Yeah.
But you had to be careful because you don't want it to drip in your eye. And then, yeah, with the Oreo, I would be like 1 lick, 2 licks. Like I would try to stretch it out.
You know, on
Yeah.
the commercials, they'd lick it one time, then put it back together. I'm like,
Yeah, what's the point of that?
I
bro.
don't know. Like as a kid, I remember doing it. As an adult now, I just eat because it's like I don't need to savor these because I could eat the whole thing if I want to.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well,
oh,
that's
I
a
don't
great
need
thing
this.
about
Yeah.
I mean, I could. I mean, there's consequences that I would have.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'd just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna eat this whole thing. Like, why do
I
I need
have.
to savor this?
I have.
If I eat too much sugar, just give us an extra insulin shot. Like, yeah, I'm good.
I've eaten an entire thing of Oreos, but they weren't the family size. They were the regular one you get. That was when I was like 18.
When I was chaperoning for one of Caleb's field trips, probably 2 or 3 years ago, and there was time to eat lunch. We were at a park. We sat down, and this girl just pulled out a big thing of Oreos, like the golden Oreos. I was like, "Is that all you have for lunch?"
It was a kid?
Yeah.
How old was she?
This was probably when he was in 3rd grade.
Dang.
Yeah.
That kid's got the best parents ever.
I mean,
Or
unless
the worst. Or the worst.
they didn't know she was going, and she packed her own lunch. But yeah, that's all she had. She was beasting on them.
A whole thing of Oreos.
I remember once when I was in Turkey and I was at the grocery store, and it was like the American grocery store, and there was this kid who was like begging his mom for, I forget what snack it was, but for the sake of this,
banging his mom. That's what she said.
No,
There's a
banging.
kid banging his mom, and I was like, and then
Banging.
I figured it out.
Please, mom,
but-
please. And for the sake of this, we'll just say they were Oreos. And he's like, please, can I get these? And she's like, no, we have enough treats, or we have treats at home, or we have Hydrox, or whatever. And he was like, please, please. Like, he was so desperate. Like, he wanted it so bad. He was a fiend. And I looked over and I was like, man, those sound kind of good. I haven't had those in a while. And I just like grabbed the whole thing and just looked right at him and I just threw it in my cart. And I wanted to say with my eyes to the kid, like, this is what it's like when you grow up.
When you got adult money,
You can just buy it. You gotta ask somebody, you gotta beg or plead or nothing.
Yeah.
And then you go home and eat the whole thing, and then be like, man, I don't even want dinner now. That's the beauty. But it's also a responsibility.
Yeah.
One time I was walking to teriyaki to get lunch, teriyaki lunch. Not like that's really like a health food type thing. And in between me walking and the teriyaki was a Girl Scout cookie. And it had been a while since they had them.
Yeah.
She had the Thin Mints. And she's like, oh, you need Girl Scout cookies? And you know, I don't give a lot to charity, to be honest. Like, and I was like, this is kind of like charity.
Yeah,
It's like $5
it
a
is.
thing. Bought the box. It's hot out. Didn't want to carry the box. Started eating the cookies. By the time I got to teriyaki, all the cookies were gone, and I was like, I'm not even hungry now. And I was like, well, I guess this is my life. I just had a box of Girl Scout cookies for lunch, and that's it. Yeah, it's not a good decision.
Do you regret it though?
I mean, it's just it happens sometimes. Sometimes you're not gonna
Yes,
have that.
I mean that's really true. Just like sometimes, just you know, like I don't know. There's been times just eat a whole box of something. And just like, oh,
I mean, I don't recommend it.
yeah.
I try to avoid it.
I mean, you're the most
You wouldn't
healthy
get
out of
it.
all of us.
You would never do it in front of your
So-
kids.
Yeah, there is a certain sadness to it, though. I feel like sometimes.
Nah.
You
Somebody
got
do that.
here.
Look at this.
Who's in it? Is anyone here?
This is why I can't taste the brownie. This is like the
And
thinnest
it
shite
is-
layer.
Another.
Yeah, so Carl mentioned that with these triple layer, the cookie dough is like a double stuff amount. The original cream is like a standard amount, and then the brownie is just
Yeah,
a
just like a
little kind of on there. And it doesn't taste like brownie; it just tastes like chocolate cream.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like brownie was an afterthought. I'm like, oh yeah, these could be cookie dough. And then somebody said,
They're like, "All right, Johnson, what do you got for
brownie
us?"
flavor.
All right, we got Oreo with cookie dough and cream, and they're like, "We already did that one." I'm sure, maybe they have, and they were like, "Put brownie in there too." Call down there. Tell them to put
Like,
brownie.
hurry up! Tell them to change the tool and get the brownie in there. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Has there been a triple cream Oreo? This is the first?
Oh.
Triple.
You gotta remember, I'm not as snacky as you guys, so these things are.
This just must be a pilot
Yeah.
testing of the new equipment.
I don't know, like I said, if I have brownies, I just have brownies. Brownies and ice cream is a good combo.
Yeah, that's an amazing combo.
Or chocolate chip cookies and it doesn't really need ice cream, but chocolate chip cookies and milk is kind of necessary. Brownies and milk is kind of necessary. Brownies and ice cream is pretty good. Oh, actually, those Pazookies.
I was just gonna
that's
say
a
that
cookie
too.
with ice cream, and
Yeah.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But this is like not necessary. Like Brookies in and of themselves, not necessary. Not for me. You like Brookies? Are you a Brookie person?
I do.
Really?
I mean,
I don't even know what a brookie is. I've never
I'm
had
not
a
gonna hit
brookie
on-
before.
I'm not
It's
going to
This
say.
is the first time. I'm assuming it's a brownie and a cookie, but I just,
Yeah, it's a combination of brownie
yeah,
and chocolate chip cookies.
yeah. I've never.
They might
had
have Brookies for oatmeal raisin, but probably not.
Okay, which one do you want to try first?
Java chip.
Java chip. Do you know what coffee tastes like? Do you? Alright.
I don't know.
Let's see what a kid thinks of Java chip. I know Caleb probably likes it, but I don't know if I believe it.
Timber.
Oh gosh, Timber.
Tastes like coffee.
You know what coffee tastes like? That has chocolate chips in the cream.
What do you think?
Could you tell?
What's your favorite Oreos? You like Oreos?
Yeah.
I don't think Caleb
I
likes
don't
this.
really taste a lot of chocolate. It's mostly just, or I don't taste a lot of coffee in it. I just taste like plain like chocolate to me.
Alright, he's got COVID.
Yeah. Oh god.
What about you, Lynn? Do you like Oreos?
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite?
I actually don't know.
You don't know? You're not sure you haven't developed an opinion on what your favorite Oreo is yet? That's okay. It'll come to you. What'd you think of that one?
It's crunchy, that's for sure.
Yeah, okay.
How's it make you feel? You want to eat the whole bag? Or you're, I'm good with the
Yeah, if your dad said you could eat that whole bag right now, would you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Liam, you look like someone who should be able to do an ollie or a kickflip, but can you?
No?
No?
I'm on skateboard.
Well, your haircut says otherwise, so you might want to get on that.
These are tri-layered brownie cookie dough. Take it in,
Wow.
appreciate it.
Right? That's the people the boardroom said.
Timber, get out of there.
that one.
It's really sweet.
It's really sweet.
Can you taste the brownie?
What do you
It's
taste?
chocolate. There's this weird flavor. I don't know how to describe it.
Can you describe it like cookie dough?
It's kind of like cookie dough, but it's not.
It's supposed to be
Yeah.
like cookie dough.
Yeah, that's exactly
Pretty
what it
spot on.
is. Yeah,
Good job, Oreo.
like cookie dough cream. So not quite there.
Okay. Are we waxing the whole bag or not?
Sure.
You said sure.
What do we set on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being the best.
7.
Really? You gave it a 7. I think your scale is
9.
off.
9.
9. What?
Do you know how
What do you-
scales work?
What do you give a regular Oreo?
I'd give it a 6.
You get a
So-
regular
so you like
6.
this better than a regular Oreo? Just a little bit. Okay. And what's your?
What's your regular Oreo?
A regular Oreo. I haven't had a regular Oreo in a long time.
What's your favorite like snack or junk food? What's your favorite treat? Do you like cupcakes, cake, pies,
Oh god, that's hard.
cookies, ice cream?
Some cakes, I don't like a lot of frosting, so mostly,
Really? You
mo-
don't like a lot of frosting?
mostly just cookies and ice cream.
Cookies and ice cream? Oreos or chocolate chip cookies?
Any kind of cookies.
So you're a cookie
Just
guy?
label it cookie.
You're a cookie
Good to
monster?
go.
What about you, Liam? You got a favorite? You got something you gravitate towards?
I feel like it's gummies for you.
Ooh, you like gummies, huh?
You both like gummies.
No?
You waxed multiple bags of gummies behind my back. Hey, don't try to lie to me. I found all the evidence. Okay?
No, you didn't.
So whenever we get Nutella, which it's been a long time, what do you guys like to put Nutella on?
Toast, bagels.
Definitely.
Bagels? Nutella on bagels?
Bagels? Those there, man.
I don't like to
You
put
put
on
them on
bagels.
everything.
Oh, you know what I like to tell on? Strawberries.
Mm.
I cut them out, and then I stuff it in there. That's good.
Try that next time.
It just tastes like Nutella.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah.
You like Nutella? Hazelnut?
Lady Quark says that we should give the boys candy cigarettes.
What are those?
They were just sugar sticks in the shape of cigarettes.
They had to be gum, right?
I don't think they were gum.
No,
They were
I thought
just
they were just.
Oh, really?
sugar.
The cigars one, I guess, were gum.
Yeah, the cigars
Yeah.
were gum.
The only thing cool about candy cigarettes is that you could blow on them and then it would
Yeah,
like,
like you're
stuff would come out.
smoking.
I can't believe that was a thing.
Well, you gotta remember, back then they were like, we gotta get them young.
The good old days.
I know, but they had more regulation in other ways. Like pre-Reagan, there was a lot of rules around advertising to children, and then Reagan deregulated like a bunch of stuff, and one of them was advertising to children. So then they could make children-specific advertisements, which means that they could deliver them via cartoons, which is why there was an explosion of children's programming cartoons when Reagan deregulated it. So then they could do way more advertising to kids, but I guess this candy cigarettes somewhere in there, they were like, maybe this is not a good idea. Here's the thing, you could always buy regular Oreos and buy Nutella and just put a little bit on
Alright,
it.
man. Alright.
So
I'm sure that's where your thought process was going, right?
there is that.
Maybe.